What's going on, you guys? My name is Zach Hartley, and welcome back to another weekly watch list video. In this series, I share with you the stocks that are at the top of my watch list going into Monday morning. So if you get any value out of that, remember to click that like and subscribe button. I sincerely appreciate it. Now, it was a crazy week this week in the markets. There was a lot of volatility, there was a lot of rampage, and there was a lot of hurt going on, especially if you held a lot of tech companies. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share with you what I did this week, how I'm feeling about the markets, and then we're going to get into the stocks that I am watching. Here's everything you need to know. Let's go. Okay, so my trades this week, I did two buys. I actually bought into Apple and I bought into Tesla, both pretty much at the end of the week. And then I made one exit this week. It was for Red Light Hauling Group. The ticker symbol for them is TRIP, and I got out at 235% profit. I did extremely well. I got in at 12 cents, and as you can see down there, I got out at 40 cents. So I did extremely well on it. I did get into a new psychedelics company, MindCure, this week. I really like that company. So if you're interested in seeing any of those videos, definitely check out my channel. But this week, let's talk about the NASDAQ. This is the chart that I brought up last week, and I thought it was really important because I thought we might have some support here around 13,000. We fell through it this week, and if you look at this kind of top section here, it's really clear that you can see we have a pretty clear head and shoulders. So you got the shoulder line right here. This is kind of where the support was previously stated. You got that kind of left shoulder right here, and you got the first little high. You got the head forming right here at 14,175. This is the head. You got the second shoulder, and then you got basically that second level of support here, and we fell through that this week. So that is a bearish sign. But what I did like was that Friday we had a massive dip in the morning till about 10:30, 11 o'clock, and then a huge massive recovery the rest of the day. The NASDAQ made a nice little recovery on Friday, basically to that support level. And then if you look at the S&P 500, it closed higher on Friday than it was on Thursday. So a beautiful recovery there from the S&P 500, and the exact same thing from the Dow Jones. We actually closed higher on Friday in the Dow Jones than we were on Wednesday, and pretty close to where we opened on Tuesday. So really amazing recovery from the market right in that afternoon session on Friday. The Dow Jones and the S&P doing very well actually, and the NASDAQ has a little bit of room to make a comeback still. Now, if you look at Bitcoin, it's sort of the same thing. As you can see here, we hit a high basically mid-February. We trailed down to about 45,000. Now we're sitting at around 48,000. But we're not that far off of our highs. Like, it's not a huge difference right now. And when you look at the market, this is my opinion, but I would say that the market has not crashed yet. It might crash next week, it might crash 2 weeks from now, but as of right now, if you look at the indices and you say how far are they from their all-time highs, the NASDAQ is 8% from its all-time high. So if I told you that and you didn't know anything about what just happened this week, and I said the NASDAQ is 8% from its all-time high, would you say that the market is crashing or the world's on fire? You probably wouldn't. Same thing with the Dow Jones and the S&P 500. They're down 3 and 2%, and then Bitcoin isn't even down as much as the NASDAQ right now. So none of the indices, none of our major indexes, none of our basically big indexes are down anything more than 8% right now. So as of right now, the market has not crashed. The signs don't look great. Maybe this is the start of it, but as of right now, we're doing okay. So in my perspective, and here is just how I feel. If you think the market's still crashing and you think it's going to crash, then this advice probably isn't for you. But I am personally going to be going out and I'm going to be buying great companies because I think this is going to be a buying opportunity. Even if the market falls more, I think there's a lot of great companies that are going on sale right now, and I think this is an overreaction and it's unjustified because of these reasons that I'm going to explain to you. Number one, the COVID vaccine is rolling out. Number two, the numbers are declining. Number three, the stimulus plan was just announced this morning as I make this video on Saturday morning. Number four is that both Canada and the USA are starting to reduce limitations. And number five is that earnings from a lot of major companies are still good. Now let's dive into these topics so that they're not just points on a PowerPoint slide. Here's the actual headlines. Here's actually what's happening. The US will be able to vaccinate all adults by the end of May, says the President of the United States. So that's really nice. You can also see here the daily new cases of COVID are going down. They're declining on a pretty steady basis. This blue line here is the 7-day moving average. So it's really nice to see that so far the numbers aren't going back up into a fourth wave. things look good, especially as this vaccine rolls out. The next thing that just came out this morning as I make this video is this one right here. So the Senate just passed a $1.9 trillion COVID relief bill, and that's going to basically go into final approval on Tuesday. So this is a very, very good sign for the U.S. economy. The government is still helping to stimulate the U.S. economy, and I think this could be a very good sign for the markets come Monday morning. The last thing is that Apple just reported its first $100 billion quarter in history. This is the first ever that we've seen from a public company, $100 billion quarter in history. This is absolutely amazing. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because earnings for a lot of companies, a lot of great companies, there's a lot of bad companies out there, but earnings for a lot of great companies are still good. They're increasing and they're doing exceptionally well. And this last kind of week or two doesn't change the underlying fundamental company. There's nothing that's happened over the last week or two that's going to fundamentally change how any of these great companies do business. And so that's what I am watching for. I am watching for great companies that are going on sale. Any stock that's down by 20, 30, 40% right now that's on this list, I am watching it like a hawk. I am buying in when there's value, and I am buying in for the long haul. These are long-term trades to build my long-term portfolio. Not many of these are going to be short trades. I did make one short-term trade on Tesla because I do think there's going to be a bounce, but I am buying Apple for the long term. I'm buying Amazon for the long term. I'm buying a lot of these companies for the long term because these are great companies that, number one, are going to be the first to recover, and number two, are going to provide you with the best ROI over the long term. So that's what you want to think about here is the market going to crash and I should wait? Or is this an opportunity to start buying in slowly? And that's how I'm looking at it. So me personally, I've taken a small position in Apple. I do think there's some value here at 120. I think it's down $25 from its high of 145. So you're getting it at a nice little discount right now. It just reported the best quarter in history, and that was right here before it fell through support. So I do think there's value in Apple. I think Apple's a fantastic long-term company, and if you are new to investing, you just got into the markets a few years ago or a few months ago, this is the stock that you need to hold for the long term. I can tell you right now, I can name you 5 different people that have built their entire retirement on Apple, and it's well worth it. Now Tesla, I did take a small position in Tesla as well. I took this one as kind of a short-term high-risk position. I played the options in it because I do think, especially with the stimulus that just got announced this morning, I do think that as people go back into growth, I think Tesla's going to be one of the first companies that they put their money back into. So I am trading it on a little bit of a swing trade. I'm planning to take a little bit of profit on that pretty early. I don't think it's going to be very long, and then I'll probably buy the stock with it at that point. So I do like Tesla right now. If you look at the RSI, it's pretty clearly oversold. The MACD is below 0, and we do have increasing volume right now. And as you can see, we're hovering around this $600 mark, and on Friday we actually tested like 534, and then it got bought back up right away. So I do think there's some support here. I think there's a lot of people that are buying in to Tesla as it falls down, and I think that's slowly going to eat away the people that are selling it, and I do think we're going to see a nice bounce on Tesla. So that's my position. I know there's a couple YouTubers out there that sold Tesla this week. They sold it to me, so we'll see how it goes. Now, Shopify, this is another company that I think is absolutely fantastic and that you want to own for the long run. This is really interesting because, as you can see, we were trading around 1100 here. I think I pointed out Shopify on my watch list like 5 or 6 times. It ran from 1100 to 1500 before coming back down all the way to 1100. It actually almost tested 1000 on Friday. It got bought back up in that basically afternoon session, and it closed over 1100. I do think there's value in Shopify, and if you could have got in at $1,000 here, you found massive. You got in at a 33% discount from the high less than a month ago, which is amazing. Now, the next company I think there's value in is Amazon here. As you can see, we set a high of 3,500. We're now trading around 3,000. I do think we have several levels of support in here. We did test this bottom level of support on Friday. It got bought back up. We're now trading right around 3,000, and I do think it has some support around this round number. The indicators are starting to look good here. It is looking oversold, and I do think there's great value here in Amazon. I think Amazon is one of those companies that 5 years from now, you're going to be so happy you added it to your portfolio. Now, how do you enter these stocks? A lot of these patterns are the same. They're coming back down. They're coming down to levels of support. So how do you actually enter these stocks? That's what we need to talk about here. Number one is you need to enter it on the bounce off of support. You need to wait for confirmation that one of these levels of support actually exists and actually shows that it is strong. The stock is bouncing off of that support, and you want to buy it on the way up. You do not want to buy the stock as it's coming down to support. You do not not want to buy the stock as it's on support. You want to wait for that basically flatten out and that reversal, that move higher, whether it's 1 or 2%, maybe it's 3 or 4%. You need to figure out what makes most sense in your head, and you need to buy it once you have found support and you're starting to bounce off of support. That's when you want to enter these stocks. You also want to set a stop loss below technical support. So wherever your level of support is, or wherever your moving average is that you're trading off of, you need to set a stop loss either mentally or physically in the chart on a level that you're going to get out of that trade. Now, there is some choppy trading right now. As you can see, we got a lot of candle wicks that are going down during the day. So if you're going to set a hard stop loss in your chart, you need to be well aware that you run the risk of getting out of that trade early because your stop loss just gets hit. Otherwise, keep it in your mind, keep it in your head mentally, and be able to manage the charts accordingly. You need to be very careful with that. And then once your basically target is hit, once you start to make some money on these trades, put a trailing stop loss on it. So if it turns around right away on you, you get out and you lock in some profits. That's how I recommend taking these trades. And if you want to learn more about that, then you can definitely sign up for my stock market course. It is completely free when you sign up for a 2-week free trial with the link down in the description below. There's over 9 hours of content that is going to walk you through step by step everything you need to know about the market, how to find your entry and exit points, and understand the chart and the financials so that you can make better investment decisions. If you're interested in that, the link is down below. There's over 3,100 students that have already gone through the course. There's over 160 plus reviews for you to read through, and I promise you it'll be the best free resource that you can find online. Now, the next company that I have my eye on right now is Taat Lifestyle. These guys make basically the Beyond Meat, but of cigarettes. So it's a hemp product cigarette, no tobacco, no nicotine, nothing addictive in it, but it gives you the feeling like you were smoking, so it helps you quit smoking. I absolutely love the business model. I like what they're doing, and I think they are selling out like crazy based on their press releases. So I am super bullish on this company, and as you can see, it has very clear support right around this $4.23 level. It tested it once here right at the end of February here, and now we are sitting right on that 425 level. It tested it on Friday. We had a nice little buyback, and we're right at 425. So if this 425 level holds, you see a little flatten out and you see it start to move higher, I think this is a perfect opportunity for that bounce trade that I just described to you right here. So lots of opportunities out in the marketplace. DraganFly is another company that I like a lot. It has very clear support at 250. I sold out twice right here and I trimmed some profits. Very happy I did. It turns out that was a very good trade to make. I took profit twice on this company already. It has fallen back down to around 267, 250. I might buy back in depending on how much it takes up in my portfolio, but I do like this company long term, and if you're worried about it, it's a nice easy place to put a stop loss right around $2, $2.25. So lots of opportunity with DraganFly. I also really like Mind Medicine right now. I've been in this company for a very long time. I got in around 64 cents right around here, somewhere in October, November. I rode it all the way up to 647. I've taken profit on it once or twice, and now the stock is coming back down to support at $3.50. You can see I've drawn this level right here, and I think it is going to hold. If it doesn't hold, I will have a little bit of concerns. I'm doing very good on it right now, but I will have some concerns if 350 doesn't hold, but I am pretty bullish on it. I think 350 will hold, so if you can wait it out here and you can buy the bounce off 350, I think there's an excellent trading opportunity here with Mind Medicine. Now, if you guys are interested in how I operate these charts and what platform I actually use to make all of my day trades, swing trades, and investments, I use Questrade, and if you're interested in trying it out completely risk-free, there's a link down below that will give you $50 in free commissions, so you can make a bunch of trades, not pay a single thing for it, and if you don't like it, take your money out, and it won't cost you a single thing. Now, next company I want to point out to you is Fiverr. I really like this company. I like the business model. I like what they do. I'm a customer of Fiverr. I use Fiverr. It's a great, fantastic business, and the stock has fallen off a cliff into value territory because it was at $336 back here, and it's now trading as low as $218, and it hit $200 on Friday. This stock fell by more than 35% in just a month, and this stock is phenomenal, a phenomenal business model. It's something that if they can grow and scale this up over the next few years, this valuation is going to look cheap right now, and I think there's an excellent opportunity here. Now, the last company I want to point out to you is Teladoc. There's a lot of YouTubers that I think felt a lot of pain over the last few weeks holding this company, but I do think it's coming down to some pretty major support. As you can see, it was at $308. It's currently trading at $189, and I think we have some major support around this 180 level. So if you can get it anywhere between 180 to 200. I think you're in at a good price point. I think you've got some big opportunity there. I think you've got some major upside, and I think you've got some pretty major support holding you up as well. I also know that Teladoc is one of the largest companies in the telehealth space. I think they're probably the elephant in the room when it comes to telehealth, and so I do think they are a phenomenal company to hold. I like the business model. I like what they're doing, and I think it's a good opportunity. I do think they're starting to see a little bit more competition, but it'll be interesting to see how that plays out over the next little while. Regardless, major support at 180, super oversold right now. MACD looks like it could cross over, and the RSI has already crossed into the oversold zone. As soon as this starts to turn around and as soon as you see that bounce back, I think Teladoc could be a good entry. Now, if you guys are interested in seeing more of my technical analysis as well as my weekly watch list that I send out every Saturday, then you should definitely consider signing up for my Discord chat. It is $5 per month, and that's where I'm trying to build a community of traders to share their resources, share their trade ideas, share their due diligence, and share their research so that everybody can prosper together. I post all of my charts, all of my analysis, and I answer tons of questions in there. So if you're interested in joining and having a little communication with me, definitely consider signing up. I would love to have you there. Now, in summary, you need to ask yourself, did stocks just go on sale or is the market about to crash? The market has not crashed yet. That's not to say that it won't crash, but I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of stocks that are on sale for a 30% discount, and this could be a great opportunity to buy some great companies. Now, if you get any value out of this video, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. I sincerely appreciate it, and it really helps my channel grow. I will see you guys in the next video. And remember to check out the links down below. There's a ton of great free resources that can help you improve your trading and make more money. Talk to you soon.